Hello again. This is the second part of our video. We use ash to get the fur and the flesh off. I just wanted to show a really simple video on what you can do with your hides. You can actually just let your hides dry on their own. I have some raw hide here, and that's what happened here. They just scraped it off, and then they kind of rolled it, let it dry, and rolled it up. Somebody gave me this actually. And there's many uses of the raw hide. It can be used reconstituted and wet and made into a drum. I believe you can wet it again and actually tan it. You let it soak enough that it gets wet again. I just want to show some of the different stages here of the furs we have. This one, I like to use the salt since I don't have a freezer right now, but I want to show another little trick to hopefully get the stink off this that I read up on, was using coffee grains. But anyways, this one is just a fresh one that I use salt. This is a salt that I use. It's a rock salt. You can get it at a feed store or any place like that. Let them know what you're using it for. It has no iodine in it. This one's an agri blend, and basically what I find is that if you're doing any kind of work, especially with furs too, anything bigger than a coyote, salt's going to be your best friend. And this one, like I said before, we left it a bit, so it has a bit of a smell to it. Not too bad now that I've had it hanging. I can barely smell it, but it does have a bit of a stench to it. I wanted to try putting some, not trying to advertise for McDonald's here or anything, but put some coffee grain in a bag. And apparently the coffee grains have the ability to take the stink off it absorbs the smell off it. So that's just something that I'm gonna be doing here. But here are the different stages. This is using scraping it off, and this is and it's almost dry here. It's just a tiny bit wet. Using this salt here on the wet ends of it, grab it and we rub it in. And then this is how it looks when it's a rawhide. And this one is a tanned one that I worked on last summer with the elder here in my community. Yeah, just wanted to show the different stages. So this one's just a newly salted raw one, which you don't need salt, but I like to use the salt because it dries it up really quickly, and then you can put it away for a long time, and then the chances of the bacteria lessens. This is another one. Looks like this is the one that somebody was given to me, and it looked like it got worked on right away. And this is one that we worked on. Quite a bit of holes in this, but it's still really nice. Has a nice smell to it. And then I wanted to show some of my furs that I've been working on that I got this year. This one's in our language, our safe coating language, you call this an anundi. One of my favorite kind of furs. This one I decided not to keep the head for some reason, but this is a real nice fur. Used to be worth quite a bit. This one I was split in half, and maybe it had some other issues that I don't really remember, but still a really nice fur. And then this one here is a chilik, a coyote. Coyotes are going for a pretty good price. This is kind of an auction style of how you do it, where you just cut off, don't keep the paws, and you just cut it off at this length. That's a real nice fur. Coyotes are doing really well. A big part of that in Canada is to do with the Canadian Goose Company making the jackets and the coyote trim. And really nice fur. I get my stuff tanned by my furs anyways, tanned at Northgate Tannery in Kamloops by Tony there, giving him a little bit of props. But he does a pretty good job. I think he does a pickling process with them, and he's been doing some pretty good stuff. But like I said, anything bigger than a coyote, let's say you get a wolf, a bear, or cougar, you're going to want to use salt. Salt's going to be what really makes a difference in your tanning process. I just finished doing a bear actually, and if I wasn't using salt, I wouldn't have been able to dry it as quickly. So coyote and under, you don't necessarily need salt, but anything bigger than a coyote, you're gonna definitely need salt. Rock salt works the best, and it helps too in the fleshing because you're able to grab a lot of the stuff out of it. And basically, and the demonstration that I'm gonna just do is I'm gonna be putting some coffee grain at the bottom of this bag and tying this back up in my shed, and just seeing if this process of using fresh coffee grains is gonna help in getting rid of that stench, that little bit of the hides you have. Like I said, I was working on a bigger project, so that's why I had a bit of a smell to it, and I don't want to be using all my coffee grain, but I'm gonna just try this out to see how this works. And just put some coffee at the bottom of the garbage bag here, and hanging it up with the hide and seeing if there's a transfer of the smell. A good thing to do if you got something that doesn't smell the greatest. Usually I don't have that problem because I work on them right away, but it's just a little something that I wanted to do. So just wanted to go over the different stages of the deer hide, and just show that, you know, that you don't need a freezer to save your stuff. You definitely need the salt. This only cost me like $10, and it gave me a huge bag. I worked on a bear with it. I worked on a number of other things. So just little tricks of the trade so that you can preserve your stuff and keep it for a while. So I just wanted to show a quick video on a few things that I'm working on, a few things that I have finished here, and that yeah, I think at some point I'm gonna have to do a demonstration on a whole series of working on the fur, how to prepare them, and how to get them ready for either getting tanned, and or if you're interested in the auction, how to get it sent off the auction. So thank you for watching my videos, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.